Hey guys, it's Moose. Hope you guys had a great holiday. Mine was a lot of fun. This was the first Christmas that we had 3 boys. So Sawyer's first Christmas, our youngest, and then Zealand and Cade, who are a little bit older, they got to enjoy a great Christmas. So it was a lot of fun. I'm also super excited that you guys have supported me by liking my new Facebook page. Just in the last couple days, we've added a lot of new friends and followers, and so just super excited about all of that. So I'm creating this video today because I've been getting a lot of questions over the last few days, and rightly so, because Christmas was just here. So people are wondering what's the first lens that they should upgrade to, and in addition to that, how do you take photos of people in low light? So for a lot of you, if you got a new camera, or maybe you've had a camera for a little while, chances are you got one with the kit lens. So this kit lens can range between the designation of 18 to 55. It could be an 18 to 105, an 18 to 135, an 18 to 140. But it's basically the lens that came with your camera. Now this lens is very good when used outdoors in bright light. It's a sort of general all-purpose shooter. The problem is that when you go inside or the light starts to diminish, you start having trouble capturing portraits and capturing subjects in low light. One of the reasons for that is you can kind of picture a kit lens kind of like a pair of sunglasses. So when you're outside and it's super bright, you can wear your sunglasses and run around and have no problem. The moment you step indoors though with really dark sunglasses, you look cool, but you start falling over things, you can't see things, you have to move real slow. And that's kind of what happens to your camera. It just cannot get enough light into the camera to give you those really sharp images that look really good in low light. So to do that, we need a special lens. And it's called a prime lens. Prime lens is basically a lens that has one focal length. Now, I know I just lost like half of you there by saying focal length, but it's basically just one zoom setting or one field of view. So you cannot zoom in or out. You have to basically move around with your feet to get the type of shot that you're after. But what's great about these lenses is that they are super, super bright. So it would be, going back to the glasses analogy, it'd be like wearing a pair of really crystal clear glasses. So your camera is able to capture a lot of light and give you better looking images in low light situations. Additionally, beyond the whole low light performance, you also get the benefit of really blurring the background behind your subject. And let's be honest, one of the reasons why you have a DSLR is to have images that look much, much better than something you'd get from your iPhone or an Android device or whatever. So what prime lens should you get? Because there's a lot of them out there. The one that I would start with, and most camera manufacturers, Nikon, Canon, Sony, Panasonic, they have one similar to a 50mm f1.8. So the f1.8 is the important part of that name. Now this is the Nikon version. Here is the Canon 50mm f1.8. You can see the profile is fairly slim. So that's another nice benefit, is when you add it to your camera, you're also saving a little bit of size. This is the kit lens attached to this Nikon D32. And with a prime lens, it's actually a little bit smaller. So you save a little bit of space, makes it easier to carry and shoot. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually going to show you guys really quickly the difference between shooting with the kit lens and shooting with a prime lens so that you can see the visual difference between the two shots. So I'm gonna go do that now. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the first image. This was taken with the kit lens. And there's a couple things I want to point out. So the first is the background. The background, although slightly blurred, it's still really detailed. And the photo of my son, Cade, he kind of gets lost against that busy background. So that's one of the disadvantages with kit lenses is it becomes really hard to sort of knock out the background and make it nice and blurry. Another thing I want to point out is because kit lenses are somewhat dark, I had to increase the ISO, which is the sensitivity of the sensor inside the camera. I had to increase that in order to get the right amount of brightness so that my son was well lit. And in doing so, it introduced a lot of image noise. If you zoom into the image, you'll be able to pick up on that. Okay, so let's switch over to the image of my son with a prime lens. Now you'll notice immediately that the background is a lot more smooth in that the photo of my son, he really jumps off the image. You'll notice some bokeh, which is those little circles next to my son. That is the blurred out lights on the Christmas tree. So it kind of adds a really cool, interesting flair to the image. You'll also notice if you zoom in that there's a lot less image noise and the photo actually looks a lot sharper because of it. So again, this is a benefit of the prime lenses is that they are much brighter. They allow a lot more light into the camera and it allows you to not only blur the background, but it allows you to get sharper images in low light with less image noise and grain. Well, there you have it. If you guys are wondering which prime lens you should get for your camera, I'm gonna go ahead and leave some links in this post for Nikon, Canon, Sony, and Panasonic. If you have any other questions about which lens you should upgrade to, you can ask me on my Facebook page. If you're not on Facebook, you can also tweet me at MooseWinans, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, hope you guys have a great week. Happy shooting.